This Hour Has 22 Minutes is a satirical examination of daily events. Some viewers may not share this sense of humor.
Warning! The Bloc Québécois has changed the referendum question to smoking or non.
Seas last week. Canada became the conservation cops of the North Atlantic when they drove the Spanish fishing fleet off the nose and tails of the Grand Banks. Canada accuses the fleet of pulling in 3 times their allotted quota of turbot. There was a high-speed chase, rapid machine gun fire. Threats were thrown back and forth, a dangerous capture, and Fisheries Minister Brian Tobin, barely concealing his glee, masterminded the whole affair from his high-tech war room.
Some down here.
Turbot. It's such an unassuming little fish. I guess, though, when you're the last species in the once fish-rich North Atlantic, you kind of take on a bit of a higher profile. Once again, Canada takes a stand by firmly shutting the barn door after all the horses have gone.
A newly tanned Jacques Parizeau returned from a Mexican vacation last week and jumped headlong into the lackluster sovereignty debate. Parizeau had no choice but to flip-flop on previous statements against sovereignty association,
including the possibility that just about every section be changed.
As the flip-flopping continued, it was obvious that Parizeau's mind was on flip-flops of another kind.
There's no doubt that there's been, shall we say,
Parizeau added that Quebec has always had a profitable relationship with Mexico, pointing out that during his recent visit, his personal beer consumption helped the peso rally 0.05%.
The Liberal cabinet has decided to fast-track the search for a new president of the CBC. Today, a hastily convened selection board had to be adjourned when things didn't go according to plan.
No one on board seemed to have any idea where they were going. But while there was a distinct lack of navigational skills, one thing in plentiful supply was ballast.
Chaos and confusion cornered the foreign currency markets last week. Traders frantically bought and sold currencies in search of profit and stability. They sold US dollars and bought Japanese yen. They sold Canadian dollars and bought Japanese yen. They sold Japanese yen and bought the German mark, which they sold to buy US dollars so they could sell them to buy more Japanese yen. By the end of the week, this trader didn't know who he was calling. Smart investors, however, stayed out of the currency markets and followed the wise advice of one well-known financial analyst who said a peso saved is a dollar earned.
Time now for a brand new feature on This Hour Has 22 Minutes. An exclusive of sorts. It's called Week in Review. We are joined now by veteran reporter Joe Schlesinger in Toronto. Hello, Joe.
Hi there.
And in Ottawa by Tim McMillan. Hello, Tim.
Hello. Ottawa? I thought you said Oshawa, a show about the political events in Oshawa. And quite frankly, there's really not very much to report. A kitten got stuck up a tree.
I see. Not to worry. Let's go to Joe Schlesinger. Joe, can you summarize the week's events around the world?
No.
Why not, Joe?
Because it's Monday. The week's just started. Nothing's happened yet.
Things are going so poorly. I mean, why do I even try? All I wanted was a little weekly wrap-up, but no!
You know, I mean, normally we do the week's wrap-ups at the end of the week. Maybe you better get back to the drawing board and give your format a little more thought.
Maybe you're right. Sorry, Joe. Sorry for yelling.
Nice talking to you, Frank.
Hopefully you can come back again.
Bye there, Frank.
We could do a show called The Week So Far Today.
Goodbye.
Well, anyway, they got the kitten down, and of course, I took it home, and now the bed and breakfast is full of fleas.
I'm gonna cut you off, Tim. And this has been Week in Review. Far be it from me to say anything, here's this hour's very own Marg AHUNTY.
Hi, I'm Marg AHUNTY. Oh, the world is so drear, it's like being in an Edward Gorey drawing, honest to my God. Life is as gloomy as a Klingon battle cruiser. I think I'll have a chip and a little bit of chocolate and chomp them up together. I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. Men, whoa, what a crowd of stumble bums. I got one I wouldn't mind sending out to Swan Hills, Alberta, out to the toxic waste capital of Canada, to have him buried in a radioactive slag heap. Well, they'd have to double up on those super strength barrels, though, because he's an awful leaker. And boring. He's like watching ditch water dry. So just looking at Jerry, you understand why some people view maleness as a kind of birth defect. Jerry's from almost heaven, Idaho. And honest to my God, he's the face and eyes of a big old baking potato. How many times, I wonder, have I been tempted to wrap it up in a bit of tinfoil and pop it into a hot oven for an hour or so? Oh, and when I think of the gigajoules of energy I used up trying to get him, and sure, they're still out murdering thousands of innocent trees so they can print up articles on how to keep them. Oh, blessed Virgin. Stand her on the head of snakes. Keep 'em? Please. Sure, short of calling in Ace Pest Control, how can you rid your home of one after it slimes in? Men, herd 'em up and kill 'em all. Oh, I go too far. Sure, what odds? Time wounds all heals.
Well, the 1995 regular scheduled baseball season is only weeks away and still no end in sight to the longest strike in baseball history. And now the owners of the Toronto Blue Jays say they have found a unique solution to Ontario's so-called no-scab policy. Starting this week, the Toronto Blue Jays roster will be filled out with brand new non-person replacement workers. The team owner says that they are impressed with the robot skills on the field and believe that the quality of after-game interviews with players will improve immensely.
South of the border, U.S. cable television programmers are putting pressure on President Clinton to impose more than $700 million in trade penalties against Canada. The industry group wants Canada to open its cable market to American stations such as CMT and the Travel Channel. To appease the U.S., Canada offered Bravo and Showcase at no cost. The disgruntled cable group now wants $900 million and an apology.
We talk now to our man at the Toronto Stock Exchange, Matt Bowers. Hello, Matt. Matt, how has the market performed in the weeks following Paul Martin's new budget? I guess what you're saying is not so good for everyone. But, Matt, I guess we can assume from the party hat that you're doing okay. Matt, you always seem to be in such a good mood. Investors are losing their shirts left, right, and center, and here you are, you're cracking open champagne. Do you ever worry about allegations of insider trading? Matt, I'm not saying that you have an inside line on illegal information, but boy, oh boy, with your record of good days on the stock market, sometimes you gotta wonder. Something I said seems to have upset Matt. What was it? The insider trading comment? Oh, well, it looks like Matt has had a heart attack or something, perhaps too much excitement on the Toronto Stock Exchange floor today, although I think I can hear him breathing. Well, I guess we had better say goodbye to the TSE, and I guess we better get Matt an ambulance. It always seems to happen every time we mention insider trading. Good night. Every night we watch the news, there is a constant barrage of mind-numbing information on global interest rates. And then we move to the money traders, thousands of them packed in a room screaming at the top of their lungs in a language that nobody really understands. And just when you're convinced that it is completely incomprehensible and as dull as dishwater, a bright light appears on the horizon. A 28-year-old Brit who failed his grade 11 algebra exam hits a few buttons, bankrupts a bank, and loses $1 billion in the process. Now that is exciting. Because of Nick Leeson, the Queen of England herself was worried that she was going to lose millions of dollars of her own personal fortune. I think that's great. Buy the guy a beer. Talk about your YTV Young Achievement Award winner. Do you have any idea how many bags of money Bonnie and Clyde would have had to steal before they could go out and lose $1 billion? A lot. And people say, how did Nick Leeson get all this power? You think he was hot then? Wait till he gets out. Never mind the wealthy barber. Wait till the busted banker hits the lecture circuit. How to make or break $1 billion with someone else's bread? I'll buy it.
A judge has ruled that low-level flights by NATO jets over the heads of the Innu and Labrador can continue.
For years, NATO has considered Labrador an ideal training ground for its pilots. There have been many Innu protests that the low-level flights are disruptive to both humans and wildlife.
Unfortunately, NATO leaders have never been able to understand what the Innu were saying because of the sound of jets screaming overhead.
O.J. Simpson's defense lawyers want Cato, a dog who may have witnessed the murders of Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman, to testify. Psychologists are astonished that anyone would think that a dog would make a reliable witness. Not only that, but Cato's breed is apparently one of the least intelligent in the dog world. Not so stupid, however, that Cato couldn't make this shocking 911 phone call on the night of murders. The call came in at 10:30. It was a dog. That was clear. Plus, he was barking, so something told me he was hungry. Either that or he just witnessed a double homicide. What is your name, sir? Okay, Cato, what seems to be the problem? Okay, I see. I know you're upset, sir, but can you identify the man who was with Mrs. Simpson? Now, come on, Cato. Boris Karloff is dead, you know that. His barking became unintelligible, and at that point, two things were clear. One, he was a dog. Two, most likely, he had a brain the size of a cat's.
A simultaneous hunger strike and wake-a-thon is being held in the wilderness area of Newfoundland. We are joined now by the fundraisers/protesters, the Quinlan Quints. Hello, Quints. Whoa! Why a hunger strike and a wake-a-thon?
Well, first we were just going to have the wake-a-thon, but then the pills we were on to keep us awake made us lose our appetites.
Yeah, we were after raising $75, so we only got couple of $100,000 to go.
But we spent $200 on the pet bills, so we're actually down $125.
Yeah, we're down, but we're not out.
But why the need for a fundraiser in the first place?
We're trying to raise money for a big lawsuit.
Who do you want to sue?
We want to sue Paramount Pictures.
Oh, yeah, famous players. Pictures, moving pictures, all moving pictures.
Okay, but why do you want to sue these companies?
For stealing our ideas!
Yeah!
Happens all the time.
Yeah, we think they got the house bugged.
Do you have any evidence of this?
Well, a number of our very personal conversations have made it up on the big screen.
Yeah, but it's freaky.
Yeah, and they often steal our ideas after we have a comedy jam in the house. Yeah, like I'd say, like to him say, I'd say, wouldn't it be cool, say, like if a great big dumb guy made a lot of money selling shrimp?
Shrimp?
Yeah, and then I would say to him, yeah, we could call that one Forrest Quint.
So, what you're saying is that the producers of Forrest Gump stole your idea for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not the only one.
No, we had an idea for a British movie one time.
Yeah, 4 quints at a funeral.
Do you really think that you have a chance with this lawsuit?
Well, according to our lawyer, Alan Eagleson, nuisance suits have a way of being settled.
What is a nuisance suit for?
Well, I think I understand now. Good luck with your lawsuit, and perhaps you should consider getting some sleep.
Sleep!
Simpson spoke directly to Judge Lance Ito for the first time today, inquiring about California's new 3 strikes and you're out anti-crime legislation. Simpson wanted to know, hypothetically, if you kill 2 people at the same time, is it counted as 1 strike or 2?
The CBC has lost the right to broadcast the trial of accused murderer Paul Bernardo.
The Canadian public will probably have to rely on the work of sketch artists to illustrate courtroom proceedings, as they have in the past. Sam Lucas is one of a select group of artists who fear that the presence of television cameras in the courtroom will jeopardize their livelihood.
See, I am an artist, but I have an added responsibility to the public. What I capture in my drawings is no different from what a camera would see. Look here, look here. Look at the lawyer. You can see the lawyer. The lawyer is very angry. You see that? And the defendant, this is the defendant, defendant is very unhappy. And the judge is very serious, and has very long legs. See that?
When the CBC goes to court to argue its case for televising trials, Sam Lucas will be there.
2 British doctors say they are on the verge of developing the first male contraceptive pill. The pill, which is a combination of drugs formerly used to treat both high blood pressure and schizophrenia, temporarily replicates sterility. Side effects include lethargy and lack of personality, although it's believed most women will not notice much difference.
Recently, a Nova Scotian woman purchased a Billboard ad in an effort to find a husband. Thousands of motorists see the prominently displayed billboard every day. Doris Knubley joins us from her Ecom-Secom home to discuss this unusual campaign. Miss Knubley, good evening.
Hi there. I cut my own hair. What do you think? I know. I shouldn't have touched the bangs.
Miss Knubley, what made you decide to do this?
Well, I was thinking of growing it out, but then it was getting really...
No, not your hair, the billboard.
Oh, yeah, well, say romantique, n'est-ce pas? Plus, I got a good sense of humor, and, well, I'm laid off, and, well, I'm off most of my medication, so... And plus, well, I like to rock.
What response have you had?
Well, I had a few letters, but I guess I didn't read it properly, the ad, because it said one good man.
What kind of man are you looking for?
Well, I'm not fussy, honey. Someone to let the dog out and pick up a quart of milk on the way home. Not too chatty. A good listener with a car.
Any luck?
Well, people call up friendly as a basket of chips, eh? But I did have one date, but it didn't work out. We decided to see other people while we were on the date.
Well, it seems to be very hard to find a fulfilling relationship.
Oh, yeah. Rare as hen's teeth. You're a sight for sore eyes, though. Look. Nice suit, pretty good job. Are you chatty?
Well,
I'm talking, eh? Knock it off. Are you single? Do you like a nice bottle of Coke with your burger watching The Price is Right?
As a matter of fact, I do.
I know it. I got the sparks off you as soon as I put the earpiece in.
Well, I wish you much success, Miss Knubley.
Look, don't try to give me the brush off. Do you want me to drop over later or what?
Well, we're out of time.
Well, look, you want to buy a pair of sunglasses?
Good night.
Well, can you lend me 50 bucks?
Well, that's the way we saw the world this week. For all of us here at This Hour Has 22 Minutes, a very special congratulations goes out to Curtis Penner at Canmore Collegiate High School in Alberta.
Yes, Curtis, your newspaper, The Informant, is a great read. We particularly enjoyed the review of your vice principal's performance at the talent show.
You are a credit to young satirists everywhere.
And we're pleased to see that your hard work and commitment was rewarded by your school's principal.
Enjoy your 1-week suspension from school, Curtis. Good night. Good
Whoa. Shh. Joe Crow here, eh? And by the way, if you go down to the woods today, you better not go alone. In fact, it's almost better to just stay at home because, if I'm not mistaken, today is the day that the teddy bears have their picnic. And whoa, there goes one right now, eh? So, shh. I'm just here having a bit of a chin wag with the great Mother Earth, eh? These days she feels like she's been injured in a slip and fall accident. And of course, as you know, there's no 1-800-CALL-SAM for planets. Of course, why wouldn't she feel blue, eh? Her limbs are being clear-cut. She cannot sleep for the sound of the low-level flights roaring, eh? And now the swimming people, the salmon, have gone underground in protest. The salmon will not return until these two demands are met. One, when it comes to dams, leave it to beaver. And two, when jokes like this are banned. Hey, Joey, let's go down to the river and smoke some salmon. Of course, there's that smoked salmon joke again, eh? And that was sent in by Patty Coslow of Vancouver. And Patty, sorry we couldn't use the eagle joke. That was a little bit off color, eh? But we will be sending you out your authentic Joe Crow braids with wire. And then you can play Joe Crow at home. Of course, mine are real, eh? Hey. Oh, hey, guess where I'm going? To the G7 summit in Halifax. And of course, you know, Halifax is a native word meaning harbor of caca. And there, with our broken hearts and our beating drums, we will attempt to penetrate the thick skulls of the pigmentally challenged world leaders. So, like, here's hoping, eh? Oh, by the way, 22, I'll see you there, and until next time, like our friends on North of 60 would say, know today, eh? If you go down to the woods today, whoa. Burn, I'll leave that fire there.